Morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to season 2 of Wreck Bike Rebuilds, episode 1. In this episode, we're going to explain our next bike project, which is a K5 GSX-R, low kilometers, 33,000 Ks. I wouldn't say it's a wrecked bike, but it's been very much neglected. There are bits and bobs that will need a fix on it. Some mechanical issues, some braking issues, new fairings, new chain, new brake discs, rims need to be fixed, new tires.
Half the stuff is missing bolts, so yeah, it's fun.
It's going to be a bit of a put back together kind of puzzle.
A lot of cleaning as well, a lot of rust everywhere. So yeah, let's have a look at what's wrong with this bike.
So as you can see here, there's a mirror missing. He's the guy who previously had this bike decided to paint the rims and brake discs, which have, as you can see, paint peeling, look kind of shitty. And then he decided to do the calipers, which from yellow to black, but also paint peeling. Bolts missing, forks are rusting, as you can see in the seals there. Forks are pitted.
Got a bit of pitting going on here. We're hoping we can repair that. It's not very bad, so we'll see where we go. But yeah, that pitting has blown out the seal, so all the oil's leaked down onto the discs and calipers.
Yeah, so that'll be one of the mechanical issues.
See, the fairings are a bit rough as well, so we're just going to replace those.
Taken a couple falls, decided to paint this black and hasn't come out very nice at all. Looks like a freaking child did it. Some rusting and some paint and peeling there as well. Chain is rusted to shit. Definitely needs a new chain, that's for sure. Even the kickstand has been rusted. This bike was obviously sitting outside.
Up to the airbox. Look at the airbox here. We've got zero bolts, zero screws holding the thing in. Nice K&N air filter though, which is cool. Throttle bodies are a bit dirty inside. I'm not even surprised because this airbox wasn't even bolted down. That's all good. And now my favorite part of this motorbike
is whoever previously owned this decided to do one hell of a burnout, and I'll shit you not that this wire goes for about that's how long the wire has come off from this guy doing the burnout.
Yeah.
He absolutely ripped this.
It's bizarre because these were pretty new tires, you can see by the thread depth, so it was probably like a bank repossession or something that pissed the dude off and he just ripped a dank burnout and then gave it back in. Or
you can see here how the wires destroyed the number plates.
Yeah, so it's pretty interesting.
Rusted bolts there, which will need new. Exhaust has been...
It's the stock can, so we'll probably chuck this in the bin and grab a Yoshi or something.
Yeah, something that's a lot better looking, because that looks like a piece of crap.
Just a bunch of corrosion on all the parts that we can pretty easily clean up and fix. A bit of sandblasting or however we decide to go through with that.
Yeah, as you can see, he's painted the oil cap as well, oil cover.
Yeah. Painted the little looking glass, which is nice.
Yeah, literally, look at that. There's a perfect reflection because you can't see. And so if you don't know, you won't be able to see if you have no oil or not.
Yeah.
Bloody dumbass. You can see how badly this was painted. I mean, honestly, it looks like a child painted it.
If we have a look up here at the levers.
Damage there.
Have a look up at the levers, you can see, I mean, even the chrome has started pitting quite severely. So I think this bike is, and also if we look at these throttle cable, I guess nuts, if you'd call them that, those are all bolts. Corroded as shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, it looks like this bike has just been standing in the rain for quite some time, but you might be asking why we're going through all the effort with this bike, but
and that's because
2 reasons. Actually, quite a few reasons, but this is a K5 and it only has 30,000 Ks in it, which means it's been standing for a long time, but the engine is sweet as a nut. It runs really well. When we got it, it was running, so that's cool. And then also the nostalgic factor. I had one of these many years ago and I saw it and I snapped it up immediately because it's got some kind of an emotional tie for me. So I really want to get this bike back to pristine quality. And yeah, like I say, we also got the bike really cheaply, which means we'll turn quite a decent profit on it. But I do fully intend to ride it and enjoy it when it's done. So stay tuned, stay with us, and let's see how deep this rabbit hole goes. I have no idea what we're going to find under these fairings. We've got all these little rust bubbles bubbling up over the tank. So what I've done here is I've actually hit it with quite an aggressive, I think it's like 200 grit sandpaper, just to get over these rust bubbles and just try and smooth them out of it in general, and also get under all the paint that's been affected. We've also got a whole bunch of rust all around the inside of the tank and around the rim. Actually, not so much on the inside, just around the bottom rim of the tank. So I'm just attacking that, and we'll hit it with some rust neutralizer just to keep it safe for the time being. So I decided to use the CRC rust converter. Okay, so I've never actually used this stuff before, so let's see how it goes. Apply in light, even strokes.
Fortify the things that you believe in, have to scream it like a battle cry, and leave the ones who didn't looking stupid while they're asking why. Couldn't lie, I really do this for the ones I love. Those who treat the music as a vice and lyrics like a drug. Those who need advice on how to lift their spirit high enough to break out of the box they make up lives they know aren't good enough. Just because it's how it is don't mean it's how it has to be. This is what the uninspired testifiers.
Okay, so you'll notice that the tank is gone already. This is because there was some severe rusting around the beading of the tank, around the seam, and a few rust pock marks that were starting to develop. So we needed to get that off as soon as possible. There was no need to just keep it on there until we could start filming and working on the bike. Because at this current point in time, we're still in the final stages of finishing off the SV, so we couldn't let that stand, so we sent the tank away. So that's why there's no tank, in case you were wondering. What we're going to do now is we're going to remove the wheels so we can get the rubber pulled off, and then get the rims for powder coating, just because they're a bit rough and we've got a bunch of corrosion and stuff on there, so I just want to blow all that away and start fresh with those.
Around some mountains we were taught to climb without that inspiration. I don't think that this would be my life. Do this for my friends who've scattered all across the country now. I'm out in Sweden walking back through life so I can write it down, make a living off the sound. So crazy to say out loud, I'm the biggest thing since Travis Rice to come up out the town. Sorry, gotta stunt a little, used to have my dreams belittled, but it's all a part of it. I know people's minds are fickle, lines between reality and dreams I blur like faded nights. Come up been so good for me, I wish that I could make it twice.
I do this for my father, who I've only seen from time to time in my dreams. I do this for you. I do this for my mother, who's finally clean, no longer a thing. I do this for you. I do this for my sister, my wife and my kids, cause they part of the team. I do this for all the naysayers and haters who made me one of the greatest. I know it kills you.
So we're gonna have to cut off the front mud guard because the bolts have decided to strip. Not gonna go crazy tonight. I'm just gonna whip off the fairings, see what we have underneath, and go from there. So yeah, hope you guys enjoy.
I wanna feel the love that James Brown did when he got standing ovations on his gig. I wanna feel free like a bird in the sky when he opened his wings to fly on by to the beat of my silent drum.
Alright, so one of the things that we knew when we got this jigsaw was that there was some pitting in the forks. So it didn't look too bad. It still doesn't really, it's quite serious, but we want to see if we can salvage them. So we're hitting them with P800 to see how much material we have to take off to get all the pitting out, and that'll tell us if we need new forks or not. So let's see how we go.
You got a more abrasive one?
You're my heartbeat, silent drum that's kicking me till I'm numb. I wanna feel love that James Brown did.
Huh? This oil sounds this oil sounds super old. Can't wait to see what's in here. Okay, so it was always a bit of a 50-50 as to whether we could save these forks on the jigsaw. Unfortunately, the pitting goes really deep underneath the chrome layer. So as we can see here, let me try and get some light on there. I don't know if you can see the pitting there, where it goes like a kind of goldish color. That's just below the chrome layer. And I did go pretty deep here just to prove that theory. That's a bit. So we will be acquiring some other forks, and we'll keep on progressing with the build. Stay tuned.